There we go. Alright. I should have some sound now, hopefully. Alright. And as you can see... There we go. Banished is a game that I suck at, but I enjoy it very much anyway. And I suck at it because it's very difficult to balance it. But nevertheless, that's what I'm going to do. Or at least try to do here in a minute once. Very much anyway. I suck at it because it's very difficult to balance it. So first I'm going to make sure that everything is up and running, that we have I can see the game, that's good, yes. Streaming is live, hello world. And you know what? I think we are ready to begin. So let's start. That's good, yes. Streaming on Facebook real quick. And you know what? Streaming. We are ready to begin. So let's start. Sorry, this just takes me a second. On Facebook real quick. So the goal of Banished is to build a village, I guess. Sorry, this just takes a barn and some storage and some people, and then you go from there. Build a village, I guess. A barn and some storage and some people, and then there we go. Alright, so let's get started. We'll make a brand new village here. We'll give it a random name. Delaville? It kind of sounds like devil. Alright, so it also sounds like the Danish word delle, which is like a slang for meatball. So let's go with that. And some random number. We can also type in our own number. Let's type in our own number. It's the... So what time is it? It is 9:35 on December 29, 2014. No, I guess that's all we have right there. So let's go with that and just hit OK. 9:35 on December 29, 2014. So while this is preparing, let me see if I can load up the chat on a second screen, if I have one, with battery on it. Just preparing. Let me see if I can load up the chat. Let's see here. Second screen, if I have one, with battery on it. It takes a while to load this game, but it's worth it. And zoom out. Get a sort of an idea of the land. So there's a big lake over here. More lakes and rivers. These are important because we get fish and trade from rivers. So we want, this is kind of like a small stream. Get a little closer to the water. Wherever you place the fishing hut, like right here, for instance, it gathers resources in a circle from the center of that building. So like placing it on the tip right there would be perfect, because then we get the most possible from which to gather resources. So you got to think a little strategically when you're playing this game. So I'm going to build my way this way here. That I think is going to be my plan. You can't build on... So you got to think a little strategically. That is going to get in my way a little bit, but let's just get started. We're going to... These little icons, little house icons here over each of our villagers. They are homeless right now, so we need to build some homes for them. I'm going to line it up with this barn here, so we can get like something that resembles a street. Alright, so I'm going to start by building 4 houses, okay? Not built that right there, there we go. Right here, and right here. So, I'm going to open some screens here to show some different reports that I like to have handy when I play this game. So, very briefly, they are. This is sort of an overview. Over here in the top left, it shows you the pause it while I do this. It shows you the different resources that I have and how much of them I have. Like I have 13 bits of clothes, 30 tools, 40 iron ore, 44 stones, 72 logs, 200 firewood, no coal, no medicine, no alcohol, and 1,800. People are healthy and happy, so that's good. The event log is pretty self-explanatory. It shows what's going on. And professions is where you delegate who does what. And this is pretty important. This is bread and butter. So you can see right now we have work for 6 builders, but no people assigned. So we're going to assign 6 people. So I'm actually going to speed up time a little bit. And they're just going to sort of go about their business. But speaking of collecting stuff, let's make sure they do so in the direction we want, which was down towards the water, where I want to build the fishing hut eventually. Tell the people who are not currently building stuff right now, that would be everyone, because we are done with the houses that we need, but we still have some homeless people, so let's get some more. And we can do one more here. You'll notice that we have the beginnings of a street farming here, so why not put in a dirt road? We have 6 builders where we need 4, so I lowered it down to 4. So the rest of the people are just laborers. That means they're going to go here. You can see all these things that are marked. Trees are marked orange, rock is marked orange. These are all being harvested. They'll appear up here in the left corner as resource on building things. Okay? So pause and they'll appear up here in the left corner. Things go on here. Hop back into the game. Okay. Just in case. That's it. So it says my reserve of firewood is low. Okay. So how do I get firewood? My firewood is actually gone, which is not great. Oh, it's spring now, so it's not critical, but winter's coming, as we all know. And you're going to need some firewood for winter. So you need to build a woodcutter, because woodcutters, and guess what? They cut wood into firewood. So I'm going to build that guy here. Maybe here. The arrows obviously represent the front of the building. Here's goodness. So I need 2 buildings now. I have 4. So I'm trying to log in on my phone. See if I can remember the password. I'm one of those people who usually just store their passwords. So, well, what do you know? I remembered it. Okay, so see, this was built, and there's a question mark, which means that we currently do not have a woodcutter assigned. So we need to assign a woodcutter. We can just do that. Boom, like that. So we take it from the pool of laborers, which is the default. It'll usually take from the pool of laborers first. So I'm going to reduce it to 2 builders, even though we're not currently building anything, just because that's sort of the default, what you usually need. Looks like they've pretty much cleared out this area, so let's just keep going. That. Let's see. I gotta first choose what to harvest. I'll harvest everything. Let's go further down. Like that. You can freely rotate and zoom in and out. Let's see, you can click on individual guys. Give me a little bit faster now. There's one right here. Let's click on this guy. So his name is Luo. And he's very happy and very healthy. He's 13 years old. In this game you are an adult when you are 10, I guess. In case you can move out and return the house. You can see who lives in the house just by clicking on it. So here's a couple 17 and 20 years old. They have a child of 2. And here we got a similar story. And they have 2. Oh, there's a third person living here. That must be awkward. So if I were to build another house, these extra adults 10 years or older might move into it. You don't want to build too many houses too quickly because then you end up with extra houses. You do want to keep building houses for people to live in because otherwise they will stop having babies. And if they stop having babies, your town dies out. So that sucks. So I'm going to start building another house. That's the short of it. Yep. And you can see here after I assign the woodcutter who's happily working away in here. Fire logs are going back to the house. That's good. In the meantime, I'm still trying to sign in here. Okay, let's see. Window open. I'm gonna quickly tab out and try something. In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm going to type into my own chat window and see what happens. Dun dun dun. I know it's into my own chat window. I'll do this. See what happens. Well, that seemed to work just fine. Alright, we'll go back to the game. These will now have access to the chat. Food. Very quickly, actually. We're probably running out. Oh. Didn't think about getting that started. So, at the beginning of the game, as far as I can deduce, the best way to get food is through gatherers, hunters, and fishermen. And later on you can, expand it with pastures and farms and orchards. Orchards are great because they provide lumber, which you're going to need. But it takes a long time for you to grow it to that stage where it provides anything. So here now, you can always gather and hunt and fish, but wheat and stuff, you have to harvest it during harvest season and so on and so forth. Anyway, we need to get some food started of some sort, so I'm going to start by adding a hunting cabin, because hunting cabins also provide, as a sort of side bonus, leather, which you of course need for clothes. So I want to place it in here in the sort of a little bit away from everything else. Just because I don't want to put it too far away. I like having a big area for the hunters to hunt in. And I don't actually know if the game works. I selected where the hunting cabin will be. So this is the circle within here, it's where they'll be hunting. Down here, so that's great. The more stuff, less effective. That's my theory. theory up, but there you have it. What is this? Storage for logs? So that storage space, because we filled up this little storage lot we have. And these guys are complaining about fuel already. Alright, so I'm gonna first produce some storage. Let's have some storage here next to the fire. As for food, we can't really do anything. Bit of wait. Finish. And let's see what happens. They'll have enough, because these guys that live in the village stow away food in their house. Like this guy has 166 potatoes just hidden away in his house. And he's not sharing those with any other people living in the other houses. So you can have, oh, this guy's got like 350 potatoes. So these guys can all starve because this one guy holds all the potatoes or whatever. But that, of course, is not good. Of course, if I eat all the potatoes, I can't make a potato farm, so I should probably make a potato farm sooner rather than later. Alright, let's get on that. Potatoes are good. Tasty, we can make fries with them. Let's see, where do we want to put it? Thinking here. I like to keep stuff kind of compact, but I also kind of like building it so it looks like a medieval village, how I imagine it would be sort of haphazardly grown. Still, I'm not happy about it. But that big fat potato field. I think 15 by 50. Yep. That's a lot of potatoes. Let's do it. Did all this work. Okay, so let's start starting to go. Boom, done. What? Well, isn't that odd? Now I can't grow potatoes. So why do all these people have potatoes? I'll grow and it's good for these people to have a varied diet. So now I don't 3 here that I need, and I have the pepper field. Alright, so now I only have 4 laborers left. In the meantime, this symbol here indicates that Mr. Woodcutter has reached the limit of how much firewood he can make. I'm going to just tell him to up it, because we're going to need it come winter time. It's not that far away. So we'll see here. Hopefully no one will run out of food completely. Oh, these guys are out of food completely. Hopefully they won't. Guys, you should just go visit some of your neighbors, like this guy, for instance. He's got lots of potatoes. But nope, they won't do that. They'll suffer in silence and slowly pass away. Oh, look at that. The hunter's cabin is ready to go. We need to assign some hunters ASAP. We can get some venison. No, I don't need all these bullets anymore. Uh-oh, someone's starving. So here's the thing you gotta take into account. All goods that are harvested. So that means you will want to make sure that the people who transport goods don't have to walk too far. Because every time they spend time walking, they also expend energy. Starving, for instance, and they have to walk a long way to get to food. They can die on the way down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order my builders to the field, halfway to the hunting cabin. go right on the line there. Okay, so that's all my dudes are now working. In the hungry ground. So I have a that will help. I think a lot of people are walking this way, so maybe it's a good idea. Till the builder died from starvation. Oh, another person died from starvation. Not good. It is not good. I told you I sucked at this game, right? So what I was going to say was, now Mr. Woodcutter, let's take you out of the way, and I'm going to go to the builder. Let's try to use the builder, because we don't need any more firewood right this second. Forgot my drink in the other room. That's annoying. So we just sit and wait. This is one of those games where sometimes you feel like it just kind of plays itself. I have more workers than I need right now. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's getting winter. This guy still doesn't have any food. Sucks. No food there. Come on, guys. What are you guys doing over here? Add an extra CO2. 50,000 foods. That's how much they can make. That doesn't mean that's how much they're going to make. See, what the mistake that I made here was I didn't pay enough attention. So busy talking. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So I forgot to think about food early on, and a gap happened, and that's how a lot of damage can be done in this game is if you're planning. For instance, so I should just check. We have an adult child in there. Okay, just a minute. Let's keep going for now. So the thing is, if people stop having babies, eventually you're going to have a generation that sort of dies off, and another generation supposedly takes over. But if you don't have enough babies to take over, then your town will start to degrade. And that is not so good. Degrading town equals game over. So I'm going to add some more food here because I have a bunch of laborers that could be doing better things than not working. So I'm going to put a circle of gathering here, like right across the street from the hunting cabinet, so they can hunt and gather in the same area, sort of an undisturbed, underdeveloped area with lots of stuff to hunt and gather. Of course, we're going to need some guys to build that. So let's do that. Ooh, another builder died of starvation. It's not great, this whole starvation thing. I really need to attention to the food part. Of course, gatherers and hunters provide a lot of food. But I should have started with the gatherers actually, because they provide different stuff. Do so very quickly. As soon as you have the guys assigned to the tasks, you'll start getting food right away. I'll do that, so what's after the consequences? Hopefully not too bad. I have 12 people living in my town, 7 of which are children, or students, because I don't have a school. This guy's hungry. But Constanford. You have a very strange name. Working hard on building my town even though you're only 11 years old. Oh, now I'm going to see if I can find some food out in there. Alright, so this means, question mark, we're ready to go. Gatherers. We need 4 of them. That's exactly what we have here. 4 people. Ready to go. Go. In the meantime, we lost another builder during this ordeal. Hopefully this is the end of it and we'll start getting enough. See, there's leather in there, but no venison. I'm guessing that's because it's already been taken by someone else. This guy. 140 venison. Look at him stockpiling all the food. What a douchebag. This guy has some stashed aside. At least these guys have a varied diet. You know? So this guy works as a hunter, or sorry, this woman works as a hunter woman, 11-year-old woman, works as a hunter, yet now she has brought food home. Because I was like, why does a hunter not have venison? Everybody else has food, but not the hunter. Anyway, so that was the person who was starving, so I think we're probably over the hump of people getting killed off by starvation. This is early in the game. It's kind of embarrassing actually to have people die off that way. But what are you gonna do? Oops. So let's see here. This is what we have so far. Very simple. 5 houses, 6 houses, I guess. 2 barns, gathering hut, hunting cabin, wood workshop for firewood. Thing we're going to need is because to build stuff. And blacksmiths, they make tools. So let's just get that going. I'm going to put the blacksmith here next to the stockpile. That's a good spot. Boom. Need 2 people to build it, of course. We have no people right now, so I'm just going to leave it with no builders assigned. It will still get built, but it'll just take a lot longer. This is not a priority, so to speak. In the meantime, how are we looking here? That's good. We have gatherers. That means now we have onions and mushrooms and all kinds of food coming in over here. Immediately getting stockpiled by people. No? I'm stockpiling all the mushrooms. These dudes. Over here. And it's raining. Why am I not hearing any sound actually? Just I should. Oh, here we go. Haha! Now I gotta make sure that hopefully it'll be fine, otherwise I'll fix it. Interesting. Audio just cut out for a second. Let's see how we're doing. So far so good actually. Progress is being made on this building even though there are no builders assigned to it. So you don't have to assign builders to the pool of professions for stuff to get built. It just takes longer for it to happen. Resources out in the wild. I should probably mention these little dots. These bigger ones are stone, and of course the trees are trees. Something keeps cutting out on me for some reason. I'm not sure why. Excuse me while I... ones are stone, and of course the trees are trees. Over here. So something I could do. I don't know why. I'm watching my own stream while I'm streaming, so that's probably not helping any. Okay, so now back to the game. Let's see what's going on here. These guys are producing. That's good. We got stuff getting put in the barn. That's nice. We got lots of taters coming in. I mean, not taters, got peppers. Assuming you can even see them. It's cute. It's very nice. I gotta watch my population. Make sure that I have the number of houses that I need. I do, unfortunately, because I lost some people to starvation earlier, which sucked. So what are we gonna do? You have to really just be patient in this game. Even you can speed up time more, 10 times more speed, which helps, of course. But then, of course, the danger of that is sometimes it can get away from you, not paying close enough attention. Bad things happen. Doesn't take much in this game for bad things to happen. Look at that. So many peppers. So one thing I should probably think about after building the blacksmith, which of course even after I build it, I don't have anyone to assign to that post. You can borrow a little bit from like the farmers during the winter time or whatever. So I'll tell you what. I should get my hands on something that can refine what I'm building. Because that kind of stuff you can trade. Or I should build a schoolhouse, which makes it so that people get educated, and when people get educated, they produce more. So that's a good thing. Let's look at that actually. Look at that, it fits right there. Again, we want to minimize the distance of walking. Maybe here would actually be a better spot for it. I think it's still a little too early actually for school, now that I think about it. Looking at these people, they're not having any more kids. That's kind of bothering me a little bit. Why did I post this before? Ding. There we go. Look at some kid was born. We have a labor now. Oh, look, they're in the resources. We are almost out of stone. That's not good. Let's get some stone. There's a whole bunch of stone right here. So you can harvest and you can say, I only want to collect stone. Boom. We're going to collect all the stone. Eventually. Because we only have a very limited number of people available. Yay, more kids are being born. Ooh, food reserves are low. I see lots of food here. Well, not that low. I mean, considering last winter we were starving. So, alright, so now we have a blacksmith, and we have a wood cutter, we have no firewood. So we need to get a guy on that ASAP. We don't need the blacksmith anymore, so I'm just going to the labor can then go start working on gathering all the stone up that we're hoping to get. Just wait. More. Keep going back to check the houses. Okay, so here we got an 11-year-old ready to move out. Got an 8-year-old here, 8-year-old here. Wait, that's not a house. Someone finally moved in here with Jana. So, Eugene and Jana, maybe we'll get some kids. If we're lucky. Alright, I should definitely think about building a house very soon. So, I'll probably get started on that. Once I have a little bit more stone. Anytime I'm watching this food, the amount of stored food. Damn, I can't talk. I'm watching that pretty closely because that's a good indicator of where we stand in terms of whether or not people will live or die. And I prefer if they lived and didn't die. That's my opinion. We got 30 firewood now. We're in the late winter. Seems like we did okay. Still have plenty of food. Also collecting stones out there. Got so many peppers stored away. So funny. And the roots. I'm guessing that's like turnips. Carrots. Or maybe it's really roots. Tree roots. No, I'm going for that. And medicine. Good to have. See if any of it made it over here. Yeah, some of it has made it over here. We have some hide coats now. We don't have a ton of coats. So I should probably think about building a tailor. Right. Tailor. Build a tailor and a house. That's how it's gonna go. Here. Never short of logs. Oh yeah, we're almost out of logs. So I'm gonna Mr. Woodcutter. It's all these. Oh, a lot of people just screwed up. I didn't even notice. Alright, so we're gonna assign a bunch of people to build stuff. So we're gonna get that done. Everybody else, meaning that one last guy, need to go get some wood. So we're gonna collect some everything. There's some stuff down here. Another sort of food low again. What the hell is that? It's not low. Look at all this. We'll have all this food. That's going to be awesome. We already have a bunch of it stored away. I don't know what you're talking about. It's low. It's low over here. Not here. Okay. I can't build much over here because of the hill. So I'm sort of debating right now what to do with this area here. Because I closed it off, so don't have a lot of room here. I could possibly connect it with the road here. Which reminds me, let me get rid of this. It's going to severely hinder our building when we don't have enough wood to complete the building. Obviously. So actually I'm gonna lower the number to 3 right now, and then these other guys can focus on gathering stuff. Well done. We've almost collected all the stones out here that we were gonna collect. Oop, winter time. Okay, we're going 20 some flowers. good idea. It'll be a rough winter. I need to get a forestry built. But then, you know, they only go so fast. You only have so many people available to you. So I want to build the forestry out here, actually. I'm gonna assign a guy, even though I have very little wood to work with. Again, I closed that thing, right? That's what this is nothing but bad news. Oh, look at that. Bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. Bad news, all the way down. I have no idea if anyone is out watching this at all, but if you are, thank you for tuning in. And if you're not, you won't hear me talking about you anyways, so there's that. I'm a little bit worried about how this winter is going to go. We're still only in early winter, and things are heating up. Oh, I guess they're cooling down. Well, I think what's this? Fungi? Logs. Yeah, running low on logs. Alright, so I'm gonna pause it for a sec here, and then while I decide where can we get some logs. Some logs from. Let's get this whole strip right here, right outside of town. Boom. I do enjoy just watching things happen. I'm watching my orders be fulfilled. Alright. Now we have the forest place open. Boom, we can take a guy away from here, put 4 dudes in here. Let's see. And we need to get the blacksmith moving. So we'll put a guy in there. We can take this guy out. And I'm gonna get the tailor going too. Because we have lots of leather. 6 here and 46 here. So we can take those leathers and turn them into the hide coats. And yeah, now you see the warning come up to the tools is low. That's what this guy is working on. So he's using iron and logs to create tools. So one thing I would like to put in is I'd like to put in a well. Here it is. It provides water for putting out fires. I don't really have fires, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Alright, fine. Instead, maybe I'll just grow some trees. Alright, so we can grow walnut trees. We'll grow walnut trees then. That means we gotta assign a couple more people. We only have 1. But a little bit later I'll be able to take away, like pretty soon for instance, the blacksmith cannot make any more tools because I'm out of iron. I will just take him off now, make him a farmer, while I go look for some iron. And we got some right here. Tell people to harvest iron, which is that little octagonal thing. Give us all the irons. There's some more here. Maybe there's some here. Oh yeah, there's some right there. So that'll give us iron. Alright. How are we doing? Okay, we got 18 people now. I haven't checked in with my peoples for a while. Look at that. 15-year-old, a 15-year-old. These guys need to move out. Preferably with each other. Another 15-year-old. Okay, so I need to build another house, or two actually. Don't really have any builders right now, but we will make it work. We will make it work. One here. And oh, my game just paused. There we go. I'm building a road. In doing so, because I would like to line that road with houses. You heard me. Houses. There you go, so I'm going to need 4 builders, of which I have none. However, I don't need the tailor, so I'm going to make him a builder. And I can probably borrow... Let's see, I can borrow a forester and gatherer. There we go. That way we'll get some houses built, and these kids can move out and get lives of their own, and babies of their own. Alright, time to check in real quick with the actual Twitch channel. See if anything's going on that I'm missing out on. Nothing's going on that I'm missing out on, it looks like. So that is good. Okay, so just gonna drop that real quick over here. Up and here, up and here. If you're wondering what I'm doing, is I'm actually tweeting right now, and this game just sort of hops on to do its own thing. There we go. I had to quickly update the chats or the Twitters with information that I'm indeed available for streaming or for watching. I'm streaming and you're watching or something. Never mind me, okay? It's like, it's been a long day. Okay, so we got a house coming in over here, that's nice. Now we got all the builders we need, that's great. Boom, house. And they immediately moved in, which is great to see. But also an indication that I should have probably built that house a little sooner. And look at that, they already have lots of stuff, so that's great. Now I don't need all those many peoples. So I'll throw one back here, and one back here. Maybe. our little town, Delaville, is taking shape. And I'm afraid it's winter again. We still have a decent amount of resources, so that's good. We got lots of iron now. Which means we can probably put this guy back to blacksmithing. Boink. Zoom all the way in here and take a look at. It's still a small, very primitive settlement, really. It's kind of sad looking. But people are at least procreating, so that's a good thing. Is that in this house? Yes, look at that, Rohan. There's inhabitants here as well. This guy's one person ready to move out, there's another person ready to move out. Thing is, if people don't move out of their homes, children stop being born because, you know, it gets awkward. You don't want to have sex when your parents are there. When your kids are watching, you know, it's... Oh, we're low on firewood. Boom. Happen to have a laborer standing by. Just letting everything do its thing, so to speak. And what are they saying here? Firewood low again. Always firewood low, low, low. You know, I think I could probably build another hut. Does it fit? Does it fit? Does it fit? No. Fuck. Ah, well. Build up here. Not that far from barn. I still would like to get a fishing hut down here. It's just an awful long way. I guess I can build the road though. What if I extend this road all the way down? To here. You can do some amount of planning ahead, but not like it's difficult to do a lot of planning ahead because you have so much like focus on survival. Alright, so he can stop doing his thing. He just keep going. So I got a lot of people. If you have a lot of people doing nothing, it's time to expand. So what could we expand with? Maybe now is a good time to build that school we were talking about earlier. Oh, hi Tanya. Thank you for joining the chat. As you can see, I'm playing Banished. Banished is such a great game, but so hard. I'm not good at it. Oh, see, I would love to place the school here. I think it looks nice, but if I place the school here, people are gonna have to walk a long way to get there. So, can I place it closer to where everyone lives? Yes, I can if I place it here. Of course, we're gonna cut into the hunting area. Still gonna do it though. But you see, we're already like in the zone. But whatever. We need a school. We're gonna have a school. Holy crap, Tanya, you survived for 27 years in your first playthrough. That is very, very good. I think my first playthrough I survived probably about 10, 15 years. I felt pretty proud of myself. Eventually, though, I ran out of food and everyone froze to death, and it was a grim and horrible end. I think really one of the keys to success in this game, success, anyway, is to keep an eye on your assets. So your professions, and like you don't have a lot of people doing unnecessary stuff. Like there's no reason for me to have a blacksmith if I have plenty of tools. There's no reason for me to have a tailor if I have plenty of coats. Those people could be doing other things. And I still want to have a fishing place. I found that the biggest challenge when I first sort of got into this is probably like my 10th game or so. So I mean, I don't have a ton of experience, and I think the generational change is probably one of the biggest challenges when the first generation dies off and kids have to take over. All right, so. I have the road ending. I'm gonna pause it while I do this. So I'm gonna put that here, I think. There we go. Get some fishing. But you're always proud, of course, when you make it past your first winter, I feel. It's always a victory. I actually did a lot of research. I watched quite a few videos of people playing the game, how they usually mess up, and so that I could try to avoid doing that, and then when it does happen anyway, I can be like, oh yeah, that's right, generational change, alright. And of course, the thing that really took me by surprise was the stockpiling thing. Like I mentioned earlier, like if you go to someone's house and you look at their inventory, they might have stockpiles of food in there, and then they take all the food, and then someone who just moved into a house might not have as much food. In this case, it's not a problem because we have lots of food. But earlier in this game, I almost lost everyone on the first winter. Because I had 2 houses, I think it was, that didn't have enough food. Even though there was theoretically plenty of food to go around, it's just that people don't share with each other. They are basically dicks. I think I'm going to actually add another house. There we go. Keeping our builders busy. Alright, so I should have the fishing hut. Oh, it's not quite there yet. I got all the materials, so that's good. Now we just need the dudes to actually do the job. Ah, here we go. Coming in quickly. Boom, boom, boom. Which is nice, and we're done. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to take this down to 2 and put some guys in here to do some fishing. I like fish. It adds a lot of like a constant steady flow of food to the game, which you can never have too much food in this game. It's just like a good piece of advice if you want to play this game, which you should. If you've not played this game, you should totally play it. It's awesome. Let's see what else do we have going on here. 24 people in my town right now. We're on year 5. It's cold as hell. We're out of wood. Okay, so out of wood, I don't like. I have a forestry going on, but you know, it takes a while for them. You can see this is a very sparsely populated area in terms of trees. I think this is because where all the rocks were before. So I liberated that space by removing the rocks. But you know, it takes time for new trees to grow. So I'm gonna pause the game and then go switch to some tree chopping. Say, yo, let's clear the path down to the fireplace, or the fisherman. Fireplace? What am I talking about? Oh, we're also out of firewood, so we definitely need to get this done. Alright, so farmers, you guys are not doing anything because it's fucking winter, so you can help. Oh, look at that. We got some wood coming in. Things are picking up. It's so easy to miss just like one little detail in this game, and then you just like screw yourself over really hard. every time you lose at this game, you get a little bit better, and every time you lose at this game, it is your fault, and nothing else. This game is not unfair. It's not going to screw you over. It doesn't cheat. Look at these guys. Not enough firewood. I cannot make it quick enough. This dude down there, maybe they live too far away. Maybe that's what it is. Does firewood go in here? Does it go in here? I don't remember. Firewood. Okay, so there's no storage there. So maybe we should add some storage. He's fairly... he's near storage is all the way over there. It's a pain in the ass to get over there. So where do we put it? I'm gonna put 2 more houses here, so I don't want to put it there. Maybe I'll put it here. This is good, this is good. This kid is ready to move out. We can build another house. Now that we have some wood again. Put that here. Alright, Tanya. Thank you for the heads up. I do enjoy having you in my chat. I love it when people post stuff in the chat, even though I'm not always super fast at catching it because I'm into the game. Also, right now I have the chat going on my my phone. I meant to have it going on my tablet, but I got sucked into the game, so I'm gonna pause it for just a second, and then I'm gonna get that going. Because when I have it on my phone, the chat just turns off and the display turns off. Oh, very nice. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you for sharing the stream. I really appreciate that. I know you have a lot of followers, certainly way more than I do. So if some of them are listening, maybe they'll drop by, and if they drop by, hello, hello. Alright, so let's see. Okay, here I am. Let's go to the chat. Why is the chat so tiny? Let's fail. I found a design flaw in the Android version of the Twitch app, which is not easy to find a way to expand the chat to fill the whole screen. I can have like a little tiny chat, but I guess I don't have to study for that. Alright, well, back to the game. Here we are. $2.1K, that's pretty nice. Congratulations, Tanya. 2,000, that's great. That's a huge milestone. I think I'm at like 11 or 15 or something like that. But you know, I don't stream very often. My New Year's resolution is to stream. I was almost about to say tweet or Twitch, but stream. Once a week, every Monday, 9:30. For at least an hour. So I'm at 18 at the moment, apparently. Thank you for letting me know. That's more than I thought. But still, not a lot. I am what you would call small fry. I like that you can click on everything and get information about everything. You can totally geek out over this game, which I guess is the point of the game in the first place. So You know what? I never did build that school, did I? I meant to build a school and I never did it. I think we should do that now. I did build it. It's right there. I just didn't assign a teacher to it. Doopy doop doop doop. There we go. Oh, apparently my broadcast doesn't list me as playing anything, but I am! Okay, I'm tabbing out for just a second. See what it says here. Banished! That's what I'm playing. Boom. Done. There we go. Now it should say that I'm playing Banished. I did that before I started, but apparently it didn't take. Okay, so in the meantime, my woodcutter has filled up his storage of firewood. Isn't he just the awesomest guy? Thank you for pointing that out, Tanya. It's really nice having sort of like a backup person to make sure all the details are in order. It's kind of hard to double check your own stream while you're streaming. And especially if you're also trying to play a game and be even moderately entertaining. So now at least if there's anyone out there who is searching for Banished and playing that game, they might find me through the directory. Indeed, a good thing. Of course, that also exposes just how much I suck at playing this game. But let's not talk too much about that right now. I wonder if there's actually room for a house here. I'm starting to doubt it. Let's see what it says. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, nope. No house there. Maybe I can put something else in there. I'm not sure though. World's smallest pasture. I can put a well in there. But I have disasters turned off, so I don't know. But it looks nice. Oh, what the hell? I'll put a well in there. Keeps my builders busy. You guys dig a deep hole, and maybe you'll find someone. Oh, what? I'm only operating at half farming strength. Oh, that's right. I borrowed some farmers to do some other stuff, and then I forgot to put them back because I suck. In the meantime, Taylor needs some more activity, so that's how I go about it now. Is I look at what I have. In this case, I only have 11 coats. Or 10 firewood, so we definitely need the woodcutter back in action. And then I just sort of assign as needed. And reassign when no longer needed. In this case, the blacksmith. We don't need him right now because we've got 28 tools, and they're not spent that quickly. They last quite a while, so. Firewood is still low. It makes sense because, you know, there's only one guy and he's kind of behind, and this is how it goes sometimes. Alright, so now my plan is I want to build houses down this stretch here on the side of the road that's facing downwards right now. And then I'm going to probably add some more farms and stuff over on this side. And eventually I want to add a trading post down here somewhere. At the water. I agree, Tanya, it's awesome watching how people play this. I went looking for screenshots to see how people lay out their towns. I saw this one guy who made everything in like perfect grids, and he made huge towns. Like I was looking at an overhead screenshot, sort of like what the screen is showing now, and it was just a huge grid, kind of like we're flying over in an airplane and looking at like farmland in Kansas or something. It's pretty cool. So that was inspiring, but I don't know if I could do that. I kind of like clumping stuff together. Oh, what's this? The tailor has done all the tailoring he can do, so we're gonna reassign him. Also, we don't need 4 builders. I still like to keep 2 around. let's just build another house now. This might come back and bite me in the ass when the generation changes, but we'll see. Hello, Riddler 05. What's the 05 for? Welcome to the chat, by the way. Thanks for posting. It's nice to see that someone's here. Let's see. Lose track. Okay, so I just built this house. Does someone move in? No one has moved in yet. So that means there's... Oh, there we go. Boom. I take it back. I stand correct. Numbers for sports growing up. 5 sports growing up. Interesting. Oh, so you're a good friend of Tanya's, I see. Well, that's a good thing for you. She's an alright person sometimes. Even though she doesn't have a soul. It's good to have someone modding your channel, which is kind of what you're doing right now, Tanya. So, once I figure out how to actually do this, given that I am a noob and everything, maybe I'll just make you a moderator of my channel. Because you're awesome! Alright, so I just noticed that this guy, Woodcutter Johnson here, he can't make any more wood, so we'll take him out of the equation. I also feel like I have a bunch of extra dudes hanging around right now, so maybe now is a good time to make another farm. Oh, type mod than her name? Well, thank you very much, Riddler. Helpful person this Riddler is. Alright, let's make another farm. Yeah, 15 out. 15 by 15, that's what I want. That's the biggest possible farm. Go. Alright, so I'm going to try this right now. See if I can do this right here. Slash mod. Aurelia plays. Uh-oh. I'm using 3 screens at once and managed to confuse myself. Alright. Tanya is now the first official mod of my channel. May it bring lots of awesome, as I know it will. Alright, first of all, to bring some awesome, we need some more farmers. Now we have 10 farmers. If that is not enough, nothing will be. Well, I count my phone as a 3rd screen, because I use a tablet, a phone, and my monitor. So, depending on whether or not you count your phone, it's not like I have like a huge setup with a gazillion monitors and 1,000 tablets. Might be a little too much. At first I thought that idea actually sounded good, but it doesn't sound that great. Alright, let's see here. What are we short on? We are getting a little short on tools, so we'll throw throw a builder in to do blacksmithing. I like this term phablet for phones that are so huge they might as well be a tablet. Kind of makes sense. Alright. Roads are nice. Like roads. How dare you hit refresh on accident, Tanya? How dare you, I say! See, the OCD in me is very bothered by these this 2 by 8 squares, or however much it is. That's nothing. It bothers me. So here's my squash farm, and here's my pepper farm, so I can make squash and pepper. Squash and pepper. squash, and pepper. Pep and squash. With walnuts. It doesn't really sound like much of a varied diet, but luckily, thanks to my gatherers, I also have roots and berries. And thanks to my hunters, I have venison galore. And thanks to these guys over here, I got wood. So I guess this is kind of like a grid. This is a very, very small grid. Alright, blacksmith is done. There's nothing like roots. You know you can make beer out of it. It's called root beer. Why does it always rain in games that I play? It doesn't matter if it's Minecraft or World of Warcraft or Banished, it's always raining. I live in Washington State, it's already raining. Thank you. Alright, finally. How are we doing here in the fishing hut? I could have probably placed that in a more useful area, but whatever. I got my fishing hut, that's what I wanted. I guess we have that to add to the varied diet. Do the fishing guys really have to walk all the way up here to dump off their fish? That is not efficient at all. Efficient. You get that? Efficient. I actually don't mind the real rain so much. Okay, we're gonna build a barn and we're gonna build it right here. Because that is some BS right there. Boom. How can you live in Oregon and have great weather? Every time I go through Oregon, the weather's even worse there than it is here in Washington. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that you can go to Oregon and not have to pump your own gas, but I don't know, how can it be, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I am full of confuse. Alright, I should probably concentrate on the game a little bit. Assign some builders, get some building done. Look at that, we're already out of firewood again. Mr. Firewood Guy, I think we need to up the limit on your firewood. So it'll keep going until we have 400 instead of 300 firewood. So Tanya, you asked what's Kelly doing? She is probably napping right now. She's been a little sick lately, so she's not been sleeping well, so stay up all night and then you kind of have to nap during the afternoon / early evening. And I guess now it's just the evening. Actually, I'm supposed to wake her up here at 11 o'clock, so thanks for reminding me of that. Also, no sales tax is nice in Oregon. If it sounds like it's disjointed, for anyone not seeing the chat, that's why. We're talking in relation to what's going on in the chat. And Riddler, don't go to sleep. You cannot go to sleep. You're here to represent Oregon. I will give Kelly a hug as soon as I go in there to check on her in a few minutes. I also need to get my soda and stuff. Maybe I'll actually wrap up the chat or the stream when that happens. Let's see. And then I can always save this game and come back to it next week or before then. My schedule from now on is going to be every Monday, 9:30 p.m. And anything beyond that is just pure bonus. That's how I look at it. Alright, okay, Riddler. So you live in Wisconsin and you were born in Maryland, but you lived in Oregon. That's more than I ever did. I've only driven through there, maybe stopped at a rest area. You know, the kind with free coffee that tastes really bad, but you gotta have some anyway, because it's free and you're tired. That's not really much of a representation there, is it? So, sorry, you may not be a native Oregonian, but you're the representation tonight. Again with the low firewood, what the hell? Even if you don't plan on going back there, you never know, you might find yourself in Oregon. I'm from Denmark originally, yet I find myself living in Seattle. That was never a plan, but it happened. And there we are. Just gotta stay open to what life throws at you. I'm tired of this low firewood guy. Maybe I should build a second woodcutter hut thing. And then I'm just gonna run out of wood, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's build a woodcutter guy. And we will have so much firewood. Mwaha! I'll put that here, maybe here. I like having many roads to the barns because they're hubs for traffic. Yes, I know the firewood reserve as well. We're working on it, okay? Alright, so even though it says the firewood reserve is low, I'm not seeing any, like, snowflakes. If you see snowflakes over a house, it means that they're freezing. So, don't want that. It's just one more way people can die in this game. Alright, so this guy's ready to go. Let's put another woodworker in there, get the firewood up. How many students do we have? 8 students, that's pretty good. Oh, I could have just looked there. Now we have 9 students. 11 babies. It's not terrible. It's not great either. I wonder if some of these older houses are good to go back and check to see how old people are. It's like we got some people in their mid to late 50s. They're not gonna have any more kids. Same here. So this is the first generation now. They're getting to that stage where they're just a burden now. Oh, we got a lot of people ready to move out here. We got some people ready to move out here. But it's not going to take long enough. I mean, these people are not going to die anytime soon. They got several years left in them. So, time to build another house. Boom. Yeah, might as well build 2 while we're at it. Boom. I don't have to say boom every time I click, but it makes me feel better. So. Hello Logan X 2020. I almost said Hellogan, but you know, totally my mistake. I don't know if you're easily offended, if you're that kind of person, but I hope not. Alright, so this guy says he can't do nothing because, I'm guessing because there's not enough wood. Right. Alright, so we're going to take him off duty for now. It's summer now anyway, so people don't need that much firewood. They're going to go out and do their thing, and our firewood guys are going to work on their firewood. Alright, Hellogan works, so we'll stick with Hellogan. Also, you can interpret Hellogan in different ways. It can be Hell Logan, or He Logan, or Hello Again. Hello again, almost sounds like. Don't listen to me. Okay, I've been at this for an hour and a half only, and I'm already delirious. What the hell? Last time I did this, I did it for 24 hours straight, and I was just fine. Today, not so much, apparently. Zoom out and get an overhead view of the town. Alright, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to slow it way down to the slowest speed, so it doesn't stop completely. I can leave it running while I go and see if my better half is ready to wake up from her beauty sleep. So I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, so just to prove that I'm back, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I am going to stay around for another half hour or so, maybe. Stay around? Let's stick around, dude. Or stay. One of the two. Let's not stay around. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? I could probably use some more stone and some more iron. And I have no mines and no quarries. But I can pick them up from right in front of me. Ta-da! So that's what I did there. And now I'm going to speed up time a little bit again here. Here we go. Thank you, Tanya, for welcoming me back. I did pass on the hug from you to Kelly, and she was very thankful, even though she was very out of it. You thought you picked up a bug, but it was a rosebud. Either way, my advice remains the same. Don't eat it. Okay, we've got a lot of people doing nothing. We definitely need some kind of industry going on here. So, what should we add? What should we add? Let's see. What do we have? I could add an herbalist, I guess. Or a hospital. While I consider what to build next, I am also considering, should Tanya eat the bug/rosebud that she found on her desk? Leaning towards no, for the time being. But just for the time being. If anyone has any arguments to the contrary, I would be extremely interested in hearing them. As I contemplate what to build next. Derpy derp derp. So if one chooses not to eat, I'm gonna make an herbalist. So if one chooses not to eat the rosebud/fly bug, whatever, perhaps you need to come up with a way of preserving it. Just a thought. So yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm building an herbalist, and the herbalist makes medicine. I don't really need it. My people are fairly healthy. I guess it could be a little healthier. Stick it in a salt bag. That is a good idea. Yep, definitely that will preserve it for sure. Now we know how to preserve bug or bud. That other kind of bud though, don't put that in salt. Just saying. I forgot the boom. That's right, I forgot the boom. Damn it! Now I have to build something else. Let's build another house just so we can boom it up. Look at that. Fits right in. Boom. Look at all this delicious squash? Squash, yes. And all this delicious pepper. So when I started the stream today, I had nothing except for that barn and this. Was it those two I had? Yeah, these two buildings. And then I have expanded all the way down to the water like I said I would. Yay! I'm a man of my word. Awesome. You can have a kid in this name named Satan? That's interesting. We could probably use some more tools, so I might assign a blacksmith. Wow, we have just a lot of people just slacking off, hanging around, not doing anything. I could max out all of my professions and still have dudes just hanging out. What the hell? Alright, guys. Get me some resources worthy of Mordor. Ooh, pestilence. I don't think I have pestilence enabled, or if it's a disaster, I have it disabled. It's, that's the default setting, and that's what I went with. It seems to me that my wood guys are not giving me the wood I am hoping for. I need more wood guys. Okay, so where to put these other wood guys? Maybe down here. Resource production. Wood. Yes, wood. I should like some wood. Okay, so here's another place where I'm like sort of retarded. And that I really want this to be in a straight line out from that road, even though, as you can see right here, I can't even build the road straight over there because of the hill that's in the way. Doesn't matter. This is how I want it. I'm thinking this is about good right here. You say my log limit is too low, Tanya? Is that what you're saying? You're saying my log limit is too low? Alright, it is kind of low actually. Up it to, let's just up it to 700. You really can't have too many logs. She said she maxed hers out. You know what? I want to max mine out too. So I wonder if that's the highest you can go. It looks that way. So now they're just going to keep logging it up. A road in, even though we can't build the road directly across, and I'll certainly try. Let's get start here. Because look at that, it's gonna crawl around the mountain or a hill, as it were. Build the road over there too. I guess it's still kind of a grid. Oh, I can assign some people to be herb guys, and I forgot to do so because I suck. But I also have too many builders now. I have an abundance of people. It's a rare luxury in this game. Very soon they will die off from hunger or something else. Something horrible that I haven't foreseen yet. I'm thinking about where to expand. This seems like an obvious spot, of course. Don't have many roads coming in here though, just this one. And this one, I guess. Of course I have no firewood, because I have no logs. Alright. Not gonna keep me from building my damn roads, I'll tell you that much. Well, another thing that just occurred to me, I need to have a trading post, which is this one. Yes. Trading posts are awesome, because you can get new things for your house or houses, villages, blah blah. I just had a complete mental retard meltdown moment here. where I lost all my local facilities and were unable to formulate an intelligent sentence. Probably much to your amusement. But that's okay. That's why I'm here. There we go. Alright, so now I need 4 builders. Aha! Okay, now I got twice as many people working on maintaining the forest, so hopefully I should get, very shortly, an influx of wood. Good luck, Tanya. Don't mess up and drop your PC on the floor as you move your desk, please. And I guess we'll see you on the other side of the room when you've moved your desk and it has gone on its grand adventure. This orchard is very small. I could use another orchard. But all I have is a walnut. That's why I want the trading station, so I can get like different kinds of crops. And begin with the rain. The constant pouring rain. I'm looking at the leftover candy from Christmas. Debating which of the little thingies I have here to stuff down my nom hole. You're welcome for that visual. Alright, Mr. Blacksmith, we can probably up the number of tools to 100. That way we can keep him in business for a little while longer. Unless, of course, he's out of iron, which he's not. But we are out of stone and out of wood. Holy crap, I'm out of stone. Alright, time to pause. Okay, is there a big pocket of stone somewhere? There's these up here. Anything closer? There's this right here, but we have no way of getting across the water. I don't actually know if we can walk over this water. Might be worth finding out. Let's find out. Get all of these stones. See what happens. Is anyone going to come for these stones? No one's coming for these stones. They're lost. Alright, so we're gonna gather these up in these forests right here instead. Boom. And boom. Lots of boom going on. Not boom goes the dynamite, just boom. We're not gonna overdo it here. That's not why we're here. I'm wondering if there's any food coming in over here. Yep, there's a little bit of pepper coming in. I like to check what the different barns are getting in terms of food because whoever lives near those barns will get the food that is in that barn. So, for instance, this one has a bunch of the stuff that comes from the gatherers. This one, of course, has a bunch of fish. This comes from the fishing people guys. And this one doesn't have a whole lot of food at all. It has some fish right now. Only 5 though. Because it's not really tied to any immediate farming or anything like that. So maybe I should think about putting something in up here. My reserve of stone is low. Yes, I know. I don't have a lot of room up here. That's the problem. This is room for a small field. Oh, look at that. Not so bad. Cool. And we're gonna have to have some movement there with that, because how else are you gonna get to the field if you don't have a road? So now we're waiting for this farm field to be ready, and it isn't ready yet, but it's ready in a few more percent. Why is that taking so long? Oh, okay, this jumps in like huge chunks. And now it is time to choose the yield. I still only have peppers and squash, so I like peppers more than squash, so I'm gonna go with peppers. And let's assign a couple more farmers. Wait now? Oh, my training station is done. Sweet. Here it is. Alright, so I can start filling that up with things. One of the things I definitely want to fill it up with is peppers, because we've got lots of peppers, and I'm growing even more now. So let's put 200 peppers in there for starters. I also have an active tailor, now I do, and he's going to provide some leather coats for us to sell. Let's also sell some walnuts, because we know we got some of those. I don't know if they're really worth anything, but we'll try. 50 walnuts. And yeah, see, they only have a value of 1, so we really only have 250 units worth of value here. It's not a ton, especially not if we're going to be buying new seeds and stuff like that, which is pretty expensive. Here's the hide coat, that's what I was looking for. I want to put, let's start with 50 hide coats in here. So this is what we're going to have for sale. And right now we have none of them, so the dudes that we have assigned to the trading post are going to go out and get all the stuff from the various bonds and things. And then later on a trader will arrive and we can buy things from the trader. Isn't that nice? And probably time to build another house. Oh, they're getting up there though. You know, they could live another 10-20 years. Let's see, this is what I want to avoid. Having grown people living with old people because they have no kids. When that happens. I know I've said it like a million times, but whatever. Deal with it, okay? Let's build 2 houses, actually, since we're doing this. I kind of like this weird, odd, like, longish shape that the town has. Even though I usually don't place the fields in the middle of my town, but I see the advantage of doing so when you can sort of alternate barns here and there. It makes it easy to access food. Yeah, it's not bad. And again, I like adding roads. What can I say? can I not connect these two roads? There's like one red spot here. I was like, nope. That means there's only really this one road into this whole part of town, and that kind of sucks. I'm gonna extend that as far as I can. I think I mentioned this already, but if not, I'll mention it again. Banished was and probably still is on sale on Steam, so if you don't have it, you should go get it now. But even if it's not on sale, you should really get it because it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. Let's see, what are we at now? We're in the 10th year. We got 45 people in our village. First generation has not died off yet. We're still hanging in there. Getting close to 70 though. Oh, there we go. One of them just died of old age, and another person stepped up to take their place. So, I guess the generational change is happening now, which means no more houses. Don't build any more new houses. Again with the rain. Come on. Alright, gotta check my... oh, running really low on the wood again. Even though I have these two forest trees now. Oh, you can see this very young trees growing. Of course, they're not going to provide anything just yet. However, this up here should provide some wood for us. Anyway, while we wait for the new forestry to sort of kick in, we're going to have to chop some wood. So let's chop this wood right here. Boom. And that's how it goes as civilization progresses. We push nature back further and further in the name of progress. Isn't it awesome? I kind of want to put a couple more houses in here too, but it's gonna get into this area. I might put houses all the way down this side. If we survive that long, because there's always that chance that, you know, we'll not make it through the next winter or whatever. Firewood reserve is low. Let's see. It's not that low. I mean, we have some. But we don't have a ton of wood, that's really what it comes down to. It's a constant struggle with resources in this game. But that's part of the challenge, I actually like that, so... I'm not bitching. Just saying. The tailor is out of leather, I take it. Oh, now he's working again, so yeah, he's out of leather. What are we doing here? Well, looks like we have all the things we wanted. That's nice. Now we just need someone to come and trade with us. What happened to the music? It got really weird. Oh, look at that. We have things for sale here at the herbalist. I think the next thing I'm going to build is a town hall. Town hall provides more statistics about your town, obviously. You can see nice graphs and things like that. Always with the low firewood. This one? I really like the town hall, so I'm gonna build one of those. Where to put it? Where to put this? I guess I could put it here. Again, it's building into that area. Ah, man, this would have been a great place for it. But he'll get somewhere, unfortunately. So it's going to be down here somewhere. Again, one square doesn't fit. That bothers me. I don't really have a good place to put the town hall. Oh no, I tried that already. That's right. I'm gonna do it this way. Alright, so now we're building a town hall. It's a little bit of a luxurious, like, frivolous build. But you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you feel is right. Someone reached their limit up here. That would be the blacksmith with his 100 tools. Well, it's alright, you can sit there and be at limit for a while. Doesn't bother me none. Congratulations on successfully moving your desk, Tanya. It pleases us all to hear that both you and desk survived the horrible, probably, experience that it was. I hear desks are very easily distraught when they have to get used to new locations. So I'm glad to see that no desks were harmed. I seem to have just made a bunch of roads going nowhere. That's percent done. That's not so bad. We need more stone. Oh yeah, we really need more stone. Okay. Pause. Go get the stone. All the stone. Ew! Stepping in cat pee is not advisable. Speaking of cats, there's one right here. He was wondering where his food is. I can answer that. He ate it. Didn't you, Howard? I know there's a few crumbs, but it's not what you had expected. He's giving me... He has this little play where he will fish out one little tiny bit of dry cat food from his bowl. He has a little bowl on my desk. That's we should start there. And then he'll like just bat it around as if to show me that it's the last piece of cat food in the whole world. Which of course is complete bullshit, but you know, cats really don't know. This lack of stone is bothering me. I could build a quarry, of course, and then just dig out more stone. But we still have stone we can collect from the landscape, so that's great. I'll just do that. I ate 2 big fat sloppy Joe sandwiches earlier today. and for some reason, I'm hungry again. What gives, yo? Alright, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. And I think I'm getting ready to wind down for the evening. As we finish up the town hall. I think when the town hall finishes, I'll sort of wrap it up. It's not going to be that long though, now that we have all the materials. I'd like to thank everybody who has been participating and watching. And extra thank you to Tanya for pulling all of her friends in and forcing them to endure me. Oh, look at that, there's a guy coming in. Oh, hey. Maybe, if you guys feel like it, we can come back next Monday and be part of this again. Before we end this completely, let's take a quick look at the trader that just came in to see what they have. Well, we got some food and some stuff. We got some wool coats. There's nothing really that I really need. So, Alright, so, as I was saying, thank you guys for watching. I'll continue on Monday in a week. Maybe with this game, maybe with something else. Probably with this game. But it's too early to tell. It might be my own game too, or maybe I'll show a little bit off of working on my game, which is Torgar's Quest. It's a roguelike dungeon crawl type game, which you can play right now if you go to torgarsquest.com. You can play it in a browser. It's also available on Game Jolt for Windows download, but I have a new update of that game on the way with a bunch of new stuff, and I tweaked it a bunch. Added a few new things, and I should probably put that out into the world to see if people like it. But anyway, more about that later. For now, this was Banished, and the first 11 years of a brand new game from scratch on medium difficulty. So if you want to try it, you should definitely give it a shot. For now, thanks again for watching, and I will be back with more streaming in about a week.